So y'all asked, and we definitely delivered. I got a short message here from Blake, my ex-husband. He has a side, he has a voice, it matters. His story definitely counts. So this is a short account of his time and testimony. He didn't write out like a full letter, but it is a little summary where he's gonna go into more detail at another time. It's in the works, but for now, I got this letter. We'll just get right into it. He says, I have a lot to say. I definitely have a lot to say about my experience at Straitway. We were better off without them for sure. All they wanted to do was brainwash, gaslight, and control you to be a robot, put you in constant servitude. Guilt trip you into believing things you know in your heart to be true. It separates you from people who truly love you. And I can go on and on. Really just wish we never started fellowshipping. It was nice when the info was free, but I started to notice it was just like Christianity with a few twists. Paying for calendars was a red flag for me. Then asking you, my wife behind my back, about staying with me or choosing them. A lot of deception, pimping out people from their dreams so there's the ministry could flourish. Let me read that again. Deception, pimping people out of their dreams so that theirs and the ministry could flourish. I felt so free when I left their delusions finally. They cursed me because I actually did what they tell people to do. Practice self-autonomy, go behind what they say and see if it's true. I can go on and on, but the truth is all organized religion is bad. They saw how much value you had, talking about me, so much that they conspired to drive a wedge between you and I and make you serve them. Again, he's talking about me. Every time I talked to Mitchell, when I left, he would tell me everything going on in Straitway. We literally talked for hours, especially if he wasn't busy. He'd say one thing, then say another to contradict himself, saying things like they're not in the business of breaking up families, but calling us toxic. We were pretty toxic. But yeah. 3 years into being there, I just realized I didn't want to live the rest of my life pre-programmed and scheduled with no life outside of the ministry. You talk about control, brainwashing, manipulation, breaking up families, and I hear him now, but back then I could not see it. I didn't see it that way at all. I was so deep in, I thought that he was tripping. I thought he was tripping hard. When he saw red flags, I saw that as confirmation that we were doing the right thing. So you could tell we were really on two different journeys at this time. He felt trapped, and I thought we were committed. That's the scary part. We could be in the same place, going through the same things, and see it completely differently. Looking back now, I realize how much I ignored and explained away within myself, because we weren't even really communicating, having these conversations ourselves. I would just see him not listening as much, or asking questions, and I just thought he was going off the deep end. Like just so many certain things when I go back, and I thought that he was tripping. I thought he was tripping hard. And now here we are. We're a family that didn't make it. And the sad part is there's so many more just like us. Now I will say that that is definitely true. I saw him be a Berean he did a lot of studying, especially early on, but there wasn't a time where he wasn't, an avid reader of the Bible and looking behind the words. Essentially, he knew the scriptures. He did, and that was one thing that I can't say, because that was one of the things that attracted me to him. He's always very intellectual, very much a deep, critical thinker, and that really intrigued me early on. But I saw him definitely be a Berean, and he would read things and show it to me, but I couldn't see it. I could not hear him or his breakdown if he was coming with anything contrary to what was coming out of that pulpit, or what slides was on that PowerPoint presentation that Shabbat, or that scripture study at one time, when there was something to watch every day of the week, at one point, just about. But he definitely did a lot of research from the very beginning, and I did see him get criticized for it. I saw him, he didn't stand out, but he was one that would ask questions. He would read things and really challenge them, and really try to understand, like, how is it that this is what this is saying, and they'd have their explanations ready. They would, almost every single time. And it just, for me, it didn't matter. Like, I wasn't taught to hold my husband down there. I felt like I was really just taught to hold on to the doctrine and the scripture. And so even if it was my own husband at that time coming with something different, it wasn't coming in. A family that didn't make it. It's actually kind of hard to say out loud, because of course we did not go into this expecting to fail. Never at one point did a thought like that enter into either of our minds. I know that I can speak for myself and for him when I say that, because we were honest good little Christians, and when that didn't work, we came to the Israelite heritage. It was the same thing. Like, okay, we found it, this is what we're gonna do, and that's how it was. Never thought one day we'd be apart, raising these children separately, and just trying to figure out how to survive. Never thought it. I think we went in believing that we were building something lasting, something set apart, most definitely. But I think that's the thing about these systems. They really have a way of knowing your best intentions and turning them against you. They know how to make you believe that suffering is a righteous and good thing that should be happening in your life constantly. That giving up your dreams, laying it all down is a service to your Creator. In that process, you're going to wake up one day with nothing left but the responsibility to pick up all those pieces. For some, it's alone. And I never wanted to do this alone. I never wanted to repeat that cycle of being a single woman with children in my family, like every single other one of them is. I never thought that would be me. When I met Blake and we got married, I was like, oh, I did it. I broke the curse. I broke the cycle. I have a husband. We're going to build. And I never saw this coming. I did not want to be the next woman to carry that weight of single motherhood. But here I am, repeating a pattern that I thought I broke. And the truth is, it is exhausting. it is so exhausting, and not just physically exhausting, but in my spirit, like, it's exhausting. It's tiring. It's tiring because I'm not just raising my daughters, I'm raising them in the aftermath of like a spiritual betrayal, in the shadow of a family that was literally like ripped apart, torn apart, kind of in the name of the Most High. To be honest with you, when I think about it, I know we're not the only ones. I know that's a fact. There are so many families right now in the middle of breaking, and they think that this is just a part of Yah's will. There are women convincing themselves that they're fine while they're dying on the inside. There are men walking away free while women are left holding everything together. Same. There are women walking away free when the men trying to hold it down. This is gonna keep happening until we can really start to call it what it is. It's my reality now, and this is what it cost us. And if telling it helps even one person see it before it's too late, then y'all know where I'm at. It's worth saying out loud. We're still on saying what she can't say, saying what she won't say, saying what they can't say. Even if it just one person is able to see it, then yeah, it's worth sharing. I don't think we failed because we didn't love each other. Definitely didn't fail because we didn't try. I think it was something way bigger than us. This system kind of in the background, but all around, quietly rearranging the architecture of our relationship until there was essentially nothing left for us to stand on. And I think that that's the part that people miss. That's the part that they don't see, because relationships don't just die from one big betrayal. They wither from 1,000 tiny reorientations of loyalty. In Straitway, the unspoken message is very clear. Like, your highest devotion is to that ministry. It's not your partner. And your submission is to leadership, not to the needs of your home. This isn't being said directly, but it's very subtle in the undertones of the messages and the speaking of the leaders, and it's just in the energy. Like, you can catch on very quick without words being spoken, and just kind of fall in line and tell what you're supposed to be doing. The quality of our relationships determines the quality of our lives. So in this system, the relationship between us was constantly being starved, constantly. But the relationships to authority were being fed. They were well fed. Definitely for me, for sure, they were. But see, that's the thing. You can't starve intimacy and then expect connection to survive. So I think that's where we went wrong, because when the bond is eroded, it's not just the marriage that collapses, it's the family, it's the home, it's the very sense of safety for the children who live inside it. And that's how I ended up here. Single mother, not because I wanted this, but because I was a part of something that taught me to see my own husband as a threat if he didn't align with the doctrine. And it taught him the same about me. But now I'm here raising our daughters by myself. Try to teach them how to trust themselves in ways that I didn't trust myself. Trying to speak up where I was silent. Trying to teach them to believe that love is not meant to come at the cost of your identity. That's a big one. Doing this all while fighting my own exhaustion, my own grief, my own longing for a community and a village that I thought I had found. This is a sad reality for so many women right now. And it will continue to be until we really start to question the system that takes our best intentions and turns them into tools for their own survival. So yes, I need help. I need a safe home for my children. I need stability. I need people who understand that when a woman rises, an entire family line has a chance to heal. You can give, you can share, you can hold space. Whatever you can do, it really matters to me, and it's helpful because if we don't support the ones breaking the cycle is just gonna continue. So I know that I can't change what happened to my family, but I can tell the truth in hopes that yours will still have a chance. I'm really hoping that people can listen before it's too late. If you lived it too, or you're living it right now, you're not alone. This is my story, but I know it's not just mine. If you're watching this and you made it all the way to the end of this video, I'll leave you with one question. How many more families will fall apart before we stop calling this righteousness?